All right, continuation on the deer processing. Couple things that you'll want. Obviously, a sharp knife. A fillet knife for fish works real good. You can probably get one for $5–10 at Walmart. Or I like to use a razor blade knife sometimes. Um, it's good to have a sharp knife regardless. It's an asset. You can have it. It's good to have on the homestead. I'm putting this in water overnight, and tomorrow I'm gonna grind it into breakfast sausage. I have a mix I'm doing. This is salt, actually, right here. And what I did with that is I took some of the neck roast and one of the rump roast, and I put salt on them and I hung them, and I'm gonna cure them a little bit. These are just the back straps. I'm probably going to eat those over the next couple weeks. They're basically like steak, real good. Those are right along here, and you kind of have to fillet them out. I'll probably cook up the ribs at some point over the fire. I like that smoke flavor, so I'll probably cook them over the fire. And you can see I kind of hacksawed some of this back part off down here. And I'm actually boiling it up right now to make like a stew. You can use the bones for bone broth. When I was saying you need a sharp knife, it's good to have a hacksaw as well. Some people like to use a Sawzall if you have one. You know, if you have one on hand, you can use it. I use these pruners to cut a few bones. But for the most part, you want to just fillet the meat off the bone. You want to try to get certain cuts, like those tenderloins go all the way down there. The neck roast goes around here. I'll probably boil some of these bones up and make stew with them over the next couple weeks here. And yeah, I like to hang a little bit from the rafters in here. This time of year, it's cold enough that I should be fine. Obviously, everything that I do is what I do. As far as your safety, what the FDA recommends, all that stuff, as far as that goes, you know, that's up to you. But what I do is I hang it in here. I carve the meat off the bones, and I like to keep the skulls and hang them on my barn, and eventually all the skin and stuff falls off them. But yeah, that's basically just a little bit on butchering it. I'll probably make a video of myself grinding the sausage and mixing it tomorrow, just so you guys can get an idea of the process. I have a hand grinder. Some people like to use a gas grinder. It's way faster and easier. Even the Amish guys that I talk with, a lot of them use a gas-powered, belt-powered grinder. So, but yeah, that's just some of the basic things on butchering the deer. Once you have it hung up, you skin it. I didn't get a video of myself skinning it, but eventually, you know, I might put a video of me skinning some other animal so I can give you a little bit of insight on how to do it. But once you get a piece of it off, it kind of just peels off. And you kind of just cut along it and pull along it and cut along it and pull along it. A lot of it just pulls off, truthfully. Yeah, that's just some of the basics on butchering it. There's probably better videos out there. I'm new to YouTube, and I'm just making a couple videos for people to see how I homestead, how I do the off-grid stuff. And I think that, like I said in my last video on how I shot the deer, that I think that deer hunting and hunting is a good thing to know before you go out into the woods and homestead. It's just an extra tool up your sleeve to get some cheap meat and lower your cost of living a little bit. It takes a little bit of investment up front. Like I said last time, probably, you know, a few $100s for a gun, and you know, you have to buy bullets and a permit. But after that, for probably $20 every year, you'll be able to get a deer if you're a resident of your state, at least here in Missouri. And it's worth it to me. Saves you money in the long run, and it's like the things that you're getting, like a gun, a knife. I talked about having a sharp knife, things like that. If you don't have them on hand and you buy them, they're an asset. You're going to need them anyway if you're living off grid. A gun and a knife are pretty standard tools to have, not only for predator control, but hunting, self-defense. There's just a lot of reasons to have them. But yeah, that's just a basic thing right there. Like I said, you can use these methods at your own risk. I'm not saying they're all safe. I use them. I have no problems with them. But, you know, like I said, everything's at your own risk. And, you know, I don't do everything up to FDA standards if I'm processing my own animals and stuff. It's my own business, and I do it the way I do it. I'm not selling it or giving it away. And it's my own safety, my own risk. So as far as it goes to the other aspects on it, what was I going to say here? Just trying to think for a second. Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, it's a good thing to know how to hunt, good thing to know how to butcher your own meat. And a lot of farm animals are actually very similar to a deer. Like a cow would just be like a deer except bigger. They have the same, pretty much the same body structure. It's just a 1,200-pound animal instead of a 150 or 200-pound animal. And a sheep or a goat is pretty much the same body structure as well. They're all the ruminants are very similar in body composition as far as it goes. So yeah, I'll add this video to my channel just so you guys can view it, and appreciate you guys liking and subscribing to the channel. I'll have more videos on other off-grid topics. My first couple were just on deer hunting and just basics on the off-grid homestead.